Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with the latest from today's COVID response team briefing and what people really need to understand about these guidelines, which is they've been really confusing. I sent you that email, Frank. I was confused too.
Well, they certainly have been confusing, Kim and Jason. Unfortunately, in an effort to return more essential workers back to the workplace faster, I think the CDC has basically created a lot of unnecessary kerfuffle. Their latest update basically states if you want to take a rapid test at the end of a 5-day isolation period, you can, but it is not required.
So why isn't the CDC requiring a rapid test as part of the shortened isolation period? Dr. Rochelle Walensky says the tests are only authorized for detecting whether or not someone has an infection, not how contagious they might be. And they're most useful when taken repeatedly on multiple days. However,
it became very clear that people were interested in using the rapid tests, though not authorized for this purpose after their end of isolation period. And because there was interest in using them for this reason, we then provided guidance on how they should be used. If one is to take an extra step and perform a test at the end of their 5-day isolation period, we wanted to make sure people understood how they should be interpreted. If that test is positive, people should stay home for those extra 5 days. And if that test is negative, people really do need to understand that they must continue to wear their mask for those extra 5 days after to complete a 10-day isolation period.
That masking requirement is very important. Estimates on how many people are still infectious after day 5 vary widely, but data from the UK suggests it could be as high as 31%.
So I want to be absolutely clear here. The safest way to ensure that you are not contagious to others is still going to be to isolate for 10 days. Now, there will also be a significant number of people who are still able to spread the virus to others after just the 5 days. Using a rapid test can give you another piece of information, but regardless of what it says, you may still be infectious and need to take steps to protect others if you stop isolating, including wearing a good, tight-fitting mask.
Dr. McGeorge, here's something else I am not clear on. If the PCR tests are the most accurate, why isn't the CDC recommending people get one of those before leaving isolation?
Well, the PCR tests are, in fact, the most accurate, but for this purpose, they're actually probably too good because they are so sensitive, they can pick up tiny pieces of the viral RNA long after people are no longer contagious. So, in fact, you may test positive with a PCR test even after the 10 days have passed, even if you aren't infectious.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for sorting it out for us, Doc. Appreciate it.